Okay, here we are with Hugh Brown, and we're going to be talking about college football. We're going to be talking about Florida Gators, and I'd just like to ask him a few questions on what he thought of the Gators this season.
Is that the first question you have for me? How did the Gators? Well, I think they had an up and down season. I think they played below their potential. At times they did real good in games. At times they laid down. And but then again, they played teams that were underrated, and it looked like they should have destroyed them. But little teams will fool you. Little teams can rise up to the occasion, especially when they're playing one of the best teams in the state or in the nation, and they'll rise up and they can pin your ears back if you're not careful. So we've had some good games. I think they had a good season. They had a winning season. And the only thing, they fell short on the Alabama game. Well, when I look at that, I saw that what I think the deciding factor is that the Gators weren't prepared for Alabama. I think we lost our good offensive coach, and that hurt us a lot. I don't think Charlie Strong is a coach like the other coach was, and I think Charlie Strong fell short in his dues. I think the other coach could have led us to a victory. Now, a lot of people said, nah, Alabama's a lot stronger, but I don't believe that. I think had the Gators prepared properly, they could have beat Alabama. And Alabama's a good team, and they certainly deserve the victory. But I think on another giving day, had the Gators prepared and got their game together, they could have beat Alabama. But Alabama deserves to win. Do you have another question for me? You want me to?
Yeah, I got another question for you here. What I'd like to know is, do you think that, what do you think the Gators need to do? What do you think the Gators need to do different next year and the following years?
Well, I think they should concentrate on their offense and get a better offensive plan together, regardless of which coach they have. The defense is fairly strong. They need to tighten up on that and make improvements. The defense is pretty good, except I saw weakness in the defensive backs. They weren't really covering like they should. They did a good job, but I think there's a lot of room for improvement. I see a lot of players in there like Demps, who is a great running back, but he drops a lot of balls when he receives the balls. They need to tighten up. They need to hone in on their skills and develop these players, and the players are more mature, they're more responsible, and they make less mistakes. They need to develop their young players. I think they have sufficient material coming up. I think we have a good quarterback as he matures. He's got good size, and he's got good capabilities, and I think we could have a great team next year. How far we go right now, that remains to be seen. It has a lot to do with character. If he has the character Tim Tebow does, if they stay together as a family union and they don't, they play hard game by game and stay humble instead of saying, well, we played more critical games. I think we have the advantage, and I think that we, because of the game situations and the games that we played, that we're more set up to win the championship. They know they need to stay humble every day. Every game, and they need to play their hearts out, realizing that this team could beat us regardless of how that team is ranked.
Very good. Okay, so the next question I have for you, what did you think of that last championship game, how it went down, and what do you think the Gators should have done differently?
Well, I think that game ended in a victorious note, a happy note, and it was great to see the camaraderie between the team and coach and Tim Tebow, the father-son relationship, and the great compassion that they all had for each other. I think that's the way they wanted to win the Alabama game, but that didn't happen. But I think it was a good season, and I think that Coach Saban's a great coach, and you got to play heads-up ball to beat him, because he's going to come out. He's going to be prepared. He's going to study your defense and offense. And in this particular game, he read every play. Every time Florida made a move, he was right there. And it's hard to beat a game, hard to win a game when a coach prepares so well against you.
Very good. Okay, next question I'd like to ask you, what do you think about specifically Tim Tebow's future? Will he stay with the Gators, or what do you think will happen there?
Well, I really think Tim Tebow has a great future anywhere he goes. If he decides to go into missionary work, he'll do great anywhere he goes, whether he's working for the people, working for God, which is on his heart, and I'm sure he'll continue that. I think if he wants to go on and be a professional quarterback, he can do that. There's a lot of people that don't like Teabow, and there's a lot of prejudice, but I think his character is stronger than the prejudice of people, and he will far override what they have to say. And if he wants to play quarterback, which was once his heart's desire, and I think it still is, then he'll be a quarterback. I don't think you can stop him unless you purposely go out to work against him. If they give him a chance to develop over time and gradually get used to the professional ball where it's faster and the guys are more skilled, that he can develop into it. Or whether he goes and they make him a halfbacker or what have you, he can play ball. And I think he'll be successful, and I hope that God continues to guide him, and wherever he goes, that he will continue to be the role model and the winner that he is right now.
Excellent, very good. Okay, I think we have time for one more question. The last question I want to ask you is about Coach Meyers. What do you think of his future, and where will he go from here? What will he do next?
I think Coach Meyers is a very good man. We're very, very fortunate to have him. Even, to receive him from Utah was like getting a rare gift, and he's a rare coach, just like we had Spurrier in the past. He's a winning coach. He's a coach that wants to win. He's a coach that is good for the players. He develops them good. Exceptionally good as players. He's able to build a team. He knows how to build a team. He knows how to get the right coaches around him that can win a game, and that's strongly on his heart. He's a winner. He doesn't want to lose, and he wants to see the guys to do well, not only in playing but also in development of their future life as far as their education goes, or being good citizens of this country. And I think a lot of people say, well, he's leaving Florida. We don't know what he's going to do. That's a bunch of baloney. I think we should hang on to him as long as the man is willing to come back. When you get a smart man in there like Meyers that knows how to coach, don't let him go. If he drops back and delegates more work to his other coaches, I think that's a good thing. I think he needs to go home early. He needs to take care of himself, but keep his hands right in there in the pot where he can direct things, and that's the main thing. He can see where things are going wrong. He can be there long enough to where things are adjusted, and don't for him to carry the full responsibility. I think he has too much ability to spend all his time and wear himself out when the time should be shortened. He doesn't need to spend that time, I don't think. And I think he'll be back next year, and I think he'll even be stronger than ever. And that's my prayer for him.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you very much for the time and your opinion, and we'll talk to you later. And don't forget to give us your comments and your thoughts, and we'll get back to you. Thank you.